You know what? You can have this 2 minutes of me talking to myself. All right. Okay. So Slenderman is from the Something Awful forum, and they had a thread where they basically said, "Everyone, come up with the best horror movie myth or whatever that you can come up with." So they were basically creating these myths themselves, and a lot of them were doctoring pictures to make it look like their horror thing was in pictures, like Bigfoot or whatever. And Slender Man was one of the ones that became very popular immediately after he was introduced. And a lot of people started making pictures like, oh, I've seen Slender Man. No, I've seen Slender Man, all this kind of stuff. And it just became this huge thing. And eventually, someone from the Something Awful forum decided that they were going to make a game based on Slenderman and enter all of these Slenderman things that have been coming out lately. And people have no idea where it came from. There's a lot of people who think that Slenderman is a real myth. That he's something that's out there, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. Um, and then at some point, someone came up with this YouTube channel where Slenderman was following them. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but it's called MarbleHornets. And they basically took this footage on MarbleHornets, and it looks like it's, I don't know, Blair Witch Project kind of footage. And you can't really tell it as acting versus real life because it's in that Blair Witch style, and it almost seems like it's something real. And I remember trying to watch that with my fiance, and she was like, "Okay, I can't watch anymore." It literally is the kind of thing where you watch it and you think, "I'm not scared of this at all." And then when you go to sleep, you're kind of looking out the window. You're like, "Is Slender Man out there?" And it's like, I know that Slender Man is invented on this forum, but kind of in the back of my head after watching this, I'm like, oh my God, this thing is out there somewhere. And I don't want to get a video camera because whoever has the video camera is the one who he follows. The whole thing was he'll come whenever the video camera is on, but he will not come when it's off during that Marble Hornets thing. And so one of the people has disappeared, and the rest of the people assume that he's dead. But the thing that happened was he left town, turned off all of his video cameras, threw away all the footage, all that kind of stuff, and packed away his video camera. And at some point, he got married to someone, and she decides she's going to turn on his video camera. And so, like, immediately after she turns on his video camera, she sets it down, and you see in the background Slender Man just standing there. And it's like, oh shit, it's about to go down. But yeah, that's a
Wait.
pretty
So he
pretty good
follows them
channel.
because they recorded him?
Um, Basically, for whatever reason, he only shows up to the people who have recorded him and are currently recording. So if you leave that thing off and you're not recording at all, then he doesn't show up. I don't know why that is. I have never finished Marble Hornets because I left off where my fiance just couldn't watch anymore. So I don't know what happens in the rest of it, but I do know that the way that they played it out was like this guy gave him 200 hours worth of footage, and he didn't know what it was. The guy told him to destroy it, but instead he decided to watch it, and he saw this stuff on it. And he's like, so I'm uploading the interesting parts out of this 200 hours of footage to Marble Hornets as if it's like real footage. And it is a really interesting channel to watch if you want to be looking over your shoulder for the next
Yeah,
couple of
yes,
weeks.
please. Give
I
me a link
recommend
to it.
watching it.
Yeah. Give me
But
a link to it. I would love to see.
yeah, It's really good. It's really good. It's not not totally good because there's some parts where it's like, what the hell is going on? This doesn't even seem very Slender Man to me. But then at the same time, it's, I don't know. You have to watch it to understand it. Once again, it's like Amnesia, where you can't explain it to someone else. You have to actually watch it to know what's going on. But definitely recommend watching that if you want to be looking over your shoulder for a few weeks.
Right.
No matter how unreal Slender Man may be, these videos can really get to you. It's kind of like watching The Ring or whatever, where when you're watching the movie, it doesn't seem all that terrifying, but then after a while, you're thinking to yourself, "There's something behind me."
Well, here's the
What was
thing,
that
yeah.
one movie? Grudge.
Grudge.
Grudge was the one that does that.
Well, here's the thing. First time I watched The Ring, I watched it
Hmm.
at my friend's house, and I was a teenage. I don't know how much the teenager was, but whatever. And I watched it at my friend's house, and it was after 10 p.m. and we're watching the movie. Yeah. So the first time she watched the videotape. She gets the ring, whatever. She gets a call, etc. And then the second time she watches it, as soon as the videotape ends, and this is a real story, right?
Hmm.
My phone, my cell phone rings. And look, I'm not joking. I'm not freaking joking. I look at my cell phone, I look at the screen, and I see it's from a unknown number, right? Whatever.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just like, I'm looking at my friend. I'm just like, holy crap. Like, what am I supposed to do now? Yeah? Like, should I pick it up? Is there gonna be a 7 days there? Whatever. I don't know.
That would be an absolutely fantastic prank to play on someone who has never watched The Ring
Yeah.
is sit them down to watch The Ring with you and have a third friend who is going to call at a specific time. You like have a text prepared or something. You hit send when it's time to do the call.
Yeah.
And you have that third person call and they make sure that their number is blocked.
Yeah.
And so when they pick it up, they just do the whole 7 days spiel.
Yeah.
That would scare the pants off of anyone who had never seen that movie
Well, in any
before.
case, I pick up I answer the phone, right? I'm just like, hello, you know, and who I hear on the other line?
A telemarketer.
No, my mother asking me when I'm coming back home.
Are you coming back in 7 days?
I was just like, wow, that like freaking hell. That scared the living crap out of me. It really scared me. You know?
That would be an absolutely amazing prank. I now have to make it my mission in life.
To find someone that didn't watch the movie and
Yeah,
prank him.
exactly. I have to find that one person who has yet to watch The Ring and be like, okay, this is an amazing movie. You really need to sit down and watch it with me.
Yeah.
And then just get ready to do it in the middle of the movie. Just have some friend to call. Oh wow.
That could be
Yeah,
cool.
I gotta find that person.
Okay.
And at that point in time, I need to have a camera that I can record with
Oh,
to find what it's gonna be like.
but
Because
you don't
that
want to
would just
record
be
it because Slenderman might be coming.
yeah, you never know. Just play the movie and
You're just like,
be
I
like,
don't care, I'm
yeah,
recording
it's
him,
the
so it's
background
probably
there.
coming for him. Slenderman and the Ring, holy crap. You don't know which is worse.
Slender Man. I would definitely say Slender
But
Man.
if you look at Slenderman, like when at first I saw a picture of Slenderman, it looked to me like a hitman with no face, because he suit up like a hitman, yeah? With jacket and red tie. So it looks like a hitman, Agent 47, with no face, like a white blank circle on his
Mhm.
face, whatever. And he got tentacles.
When you watch Marble Hornets, you will agree that Slender Man is definitely worse than The Ring.
Oh, okay. So yeah, they actually show you that he does something. Right.
You'll have to wait and see. I'm not going to spoil what it is
Mm-hmm.
exactly, but when you watch it, you will understand that Slenderman is definitely something worse than what you're seeing in the Ring, and you will be more scared of it than you will be scared of the Ring. I have not met a single person so far that hasn't watched that and freaked out from watching it.
Okay. That got my attention now. That's good. That's really good. Okay, so welcome back, guys. We had our break, 5 minutes. We had fun, and we're back now. And yeah, stuff.
We've been back more or less.
Yeah. Well, you know how it goes with the editing, whatever. So,
The
uh,
back is back to back.
I don't know. I guess so. What that means? I have no clue.
I don't know what that means either. I'm just talking out of my ass right now.
Oh, you do that as well? Thought I was the only
I
one.
totally do that.
Oh, all right.
It's an American thing. I think a guy named Ace Ventura invented that.
I only thought that a hippo gave him a birth, but okay, whatever.
You have you seen the first movie? Because
I think so,
he
but it
does a
was
lot
like,
of talking from behind.
oh yeah, when he flips his ass and start talking, yeah.
Yeah.
Did I just say it when he flips? Is what?
You know, that was close enough. It made enough sense that people will understand.
Okay, whatever. I don't even know what it means, what I said, but I understand what I wanted to say, if that makes any
A lot of
sense.
time, none of us know what we mean.
Well, I do never know. I do never know what I say.
I do never
Never know.
know.
Yep, that's a thing.
I can totally agree with that. I'm
So,
not sure what's going on right now, but I never know.
I have a
What?
question for you.
Okay.
I've seen your channel many, many
Uh-huh.
times, and I've seen many, many videos of Fallout 3.
Yeah,
Over 200 videos, if I'm not mistaken. And probably not.
closing in on 300.
Yeah. What's up with that?
Well, you know, you can call me the Wasteland Vacuum, and I will probably clean up the entire wasteland, or at least most of it.
Okay.
I continue searching for things when there's no point in searching for things, basically.
After you finish the game.
I haven't finished the game. I've never beaten Fallout 3.
Oh,
I've never, ever in my life beaten Fallout 3. I don't know what's at the end of the game. Very, very soon coming up here, there will be parts where I literally say I've never seen this part of the game. This is the very first time I am at a point in the game where this is blind. I don't know what's going on right here.
okay. So should I
So
spoil it?
no, you
No.
definitely should not.
Okay.
Definitely should
I'll
not.
I'll, I'll check.
Um, I will say one thing. I've gotten to the point where it's basically Pleasantville. I don't know if you know what Pleasantville
Oh,
is.
yeah, 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 yeah. When you're in that
Yeah,
incubator thingy machine.
right. So I got to that point, and that was the first thing throughout that game
Relates
that
to the
has
story.
really been just absolutely blind to me. I did not foresee that coming whatsoever.
So
That
basically,
was
you completely ignored the main story and focused on the off topics.
Yes. I went to all the side quests. I've seen Harold. I've done the whole wasteland manual.
Yes, I love
Um,
that manual. Lots of people hated it.
everything
I loved it.
everything has basically been done, and I think my character is level 27 at this point, and now I'm just refocusing on the main story.
Have you found your dad yet in Pleasantville?
Yes, I've actually finished the whole Pleasantville
Oh,
thing, but
because I've
that
missed
was
lots of
literally
episodes.
the first thing that was actually truly blind for me. I did not see it coming whatsoever.
Yeah.
It was way out of nowhere for me.
Well, from here it starts to go. If you finish the whole wasteland and you're now focusing on the main story, then probably 2 or 3 hours max if you're like slow player to get.
I imagine that the rest of the game is going to go by pretty quickly, considering that I have pretty much scoured the entire wasteland. I'm absolutely sure that there are locations that I have not gone to yet, but I'm also sure that I've pretty much scoured as much as I'm going to scour. There was a few things during that game that I had not seen before when I was scouring the wasteland. I had never seen the Republic of Dave in person.
Mhm.
I knew that there was a bobblehead in the Republic of Dave, but I had never actually gone to it. So that was something out of the ordinary. It was a very odd place, and I had never seen the town of cannibals before. And so that was interesting as well. But pretty much everything else I had already seen in that game. Everything
I
that
don't
there
think I've
is to
seen those
see.
as well.
The cannibals in the Republic of Dave.
Yeah, never
You've
seen
seen
those.
those? Never seen those.
Nope.
Yeah, I oh there was one other thing that I had never seen. I was in the middle of the capital area, with all the destroyed buildings,
Hmm.
and it's kind of hard to get around because
Yeah,
destroyed buildings are in the way, and you have to go through the metro and all that kind of stuff. Um,
that's what I didn't really like about Fallout 3. I mean, too many metro systems.
yeah.
Like I
Anyway,
understand why, but
right, right. But anyway, there was a door under a bridge that I noticed, and I was like, "Well, I'm kind of full on stuff, and I'd like to go back to my house to drop things off."
mhm.
Um, so I went over to this door to try and get a location marker, and there was none. And I was like, "Okay, well, I guess I have to go in here." So I went in, and there's this strange stack of items. Literally, it's like a chessboard balanced on pencils, balanced on a tin can,
What?
balanced on a shoe. It was crazy. I was like, "What the hell is this?" And I remember there was something I wanted to pick up on that thing, so I picked it up, and the entire stack falls over. It kind of amused me, but I went further down into there, and then there's this garden gnome with medic shots all over it, just like stabbed into it. I was like, "What the hell is this?"
This
It was
sounds
just
so weird.
oh, it was the weirdest. I imagine it's some kind of Easter egg, but it was crazy. I was like, I've never seen this before. And then uh in that same room with the garden gnome, there's plungers everywhere.
Hmm.
The absolutely useless plungers for unclogging a toilet, which
Yeah.
who's going to unclog a toilet and fall out?
Right.
But there's plungers everywhere. I mean, they're lining the floors, and then there's like these handprints, these bloody handprints that they go up the wall. They just
Where, wait, wait,
literally
wait,
go
wait.
up
Where,
the
where
wall.
exactly you said it was?
It's somewhere in the middle of the destroyed city. It's like under a bridge, and there's just this door
Oh,
under
actually, I
the
think I did
bridge.
see it. Actually, I think I
But
did see it. It totally freaked me
uh
out, though.
yeah, there's like bloody handprints that just go straight up the wall and then onto the ceiling, or it might have been bloody footprints. But anyway, it was crazy. I was like, I never seen this before. I was like,
Yeah.
what the hell is this? This is some crazy stuff.
That I think I did see it and it creeped me out like I don't know what.
There is a lot of stuff in that game to find, and I'm sure I won't find it all.
I'm excited. I'm very, 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 very excited. My cousin today,
Yeah.
he
Mhm.
showed me a trailer about Outlast.
Outlast. I
Outlast.
don't I don't think I've heard of that one.
It's supposed to be. It's created by a sub company of Ubisoft,
Uh-huh.
the guys that worked on Assassin's Creed, and it's a
Mhm.
first person shooter game. It's from a first person perspective, and it's like an Amnesia. but you're with a camera, and in today's day, basically, and it's about some place that was medical experiments, whatever, since the Second World War. Like, I don't know. And many guys went there and died there or gone crazy or whatever. And they tried to shut down the place and they couldn't. I don't know what exactly the story behind it because the trailer is like 3 or 4 minutes, whatever. But it looks freaking good. It looks. I don't know if you've seen Grave Encounters.
No, I don't think so.
Right. So you should watch it. It's kind of good. Grave Encounters. The first one at least. And second one was
I'm
Cage.
looking at a few pictures of Outlast right now. Since you mentioned it, it looks well, at least from what I can see, it looks a lot like Condemned Criminal Origins. I don't know
I
if you
sure
ever
hope
played
it's
that.
not like that.
No, you don't like Condemned Criminal Origins?
I hate it. It had good horror movie moments. It really did. Really
Oh,
did
I
have.
love that game. I love that game.
What really took me off this game, like I did the full let's play on that on my old channel, whatever. And what really pissed me off that he's an FBI agent, right?
Hmm.
At some point, and he's an FBI agent that investigates serial killers, right? And all those serial
Right.
killers that the X killer guy, serial X guy, yeah, he was
Hmm.
actually making himself as those serial killers that I investigated, yeah. And at
Right.
some point of the game, he actually asks that lady Rosa guy, a girl, Rosa guy, and he tells her. He starts asking questions about those serial killers. But you were the investigator, right? You handle all the files. I mean, it's just like retarded that you don't know that. I mean,
Well, I don't know if I would agree with that because, from my perspective, I work with casework, except obviously my casework is not serial killers. It's for databases, and I help people fix their stuff. But the point is, I don't remember every case that I've ever handled, and I need to look back at the case files to support similar problems sometimes. So
yeah, but it's almost the
I
same thing, though. I mean, when you were
uh,
an FBI agent, you work in a case for months, maybe years, right? So you
maybe. I
must
mean,
know
how
that
many
file.
cases are you working? How many cases are you working? Is what you really have to think about. Is maybe this guy has been doing hundreds of cases. Does he remember every one of those 100
I
cases?
don't think there
Probably
is one
not.
FBI agent that works on 100 cases. Come on.
Uh,
Plus,
oh,
right? He's an FBI agent that is not trained to jump. He runs and get tired after 5 feet that he runs. It's just like it's so. I mean, what are you? I mean, what kind of an FBI agent are you? I mean, they didn't train you to run, or I don't know. It's just like really, but you know, I wasn't the biggest fan of that game. It had good horror moments, especially in the school, right? When you have when you follow the blood, whatever, to the locker room.
mhm.
That I saw that coming, but then again, when I didn't know exactly when it's coming, but I saw that coming, and it still scared me, and it still was like a jump scare. I literally jumped from my chair, yeah.
Mhm.
And the mannequins, whatever mannequins,
That was really creepy.
that was
That
creepy
one
as
part
hell.
that got me for a while.
Yeah.
I remember playing that, and I played into exactly what they wanted me to do because it was like when they got in front of me, I turned around to leave, and then boom, they were in front of me again, and then they were all around me, and I was like, "What the hell is
Yep.
going
Yep. So once again, on the creepy side, there was a lot of creepy side and a lot of jumping scares and whatever, yeah. But
on?"
overall, the limits of the games, like you cannot crouch, unless the game wants you to
Yeah,
crouch.
yeah.
And
I can see that, but that's not a big deal for me.
it really annoyed me.
That's not a deal breaker because there's a lot of games where you can't crouch. For example, that new James Bond game that I did,
Never played
Bloodstone.
James Gunn.
You cannot crouch in Bloodstone, so there is absolutely no way to be sneaky unless you have cover to sneak behind. James Bond will crouch if there's cover, but he will not crouch if there's no cover. You
Which is
can't make him
stupid,
crouch.
retarded.
It is very retarded. But you know what? I really enjoyed that game. I thought it was pretty well done. Even though it wasn't perfect, it was pretty good. I didn't like the driving scenes because it was really hard to control those cars, but it was still pretty good. I did enjoy that game.
I never ever played any James Bond game ever. I don't
No?
know why. I like the movies, as the James Bond movies. There isn't so much expected from a James Bond movie, right? But
Mhm.
once you know who James Bond is. So I really enjoyed the movies and whatever, and he's like being the super agent guy that saves the world, whatever. Sure, whatever. I can relate to that, yeah? Like a
Mhm.
superhero, but he's not a superhero, he's just an agent. Whatever.
Right.
And I can relate to that in the movies, but in the games I just like it didn't talk to me too much. Maybe I missed out. I don't know. But
I think you may have. If you've never played GoldenEye, you have definitely missed out
okay.
because that original game was very good, very good. And I thought Bloodstone was a pretty good game. And the only other James Bond game I have played was Nightfire, and I don't recommend that one. It wasn't very good. But in my experience, 2 out of 3, not too bad.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, you cannot have it perfectly fine, right? It's like
Yeah, well,
the new Call of Duty game that they're working on. I'm just like, really? Give it up, guys.
I've never liked Call of Duty, and I will never like Call of Duty.
Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare 1 was pretty good, okay?
Don't
I
like it.
I admit it was pretty good.
Don't
But
like it.
anything else, it's just like, stop it. Come on, guys. We get it, okay?
I have played through Modern Warfare, the entire game. Didn't like it. Didn't enjoy it.
I really like the story. The story was pretty cool.
No, I didn't like it.
Especially the especially the 15 years ago mission when you go as Captain Price and when he was a lieutenant and you have a captain ordering you whatever around. It was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. Like the stealthy sniper missions, hide in the bushes behind trees, and like take the shots at the same second, etc. I really like that was good.
The main thing that struck me from that game was, spoiler alert, the nuclear warhead that went off. Um, and the fact that you were walking out of the chopper and you were just messed up,
Yeah.
and there was nothing that you could do. You were just
Yep.
dead, and you knew it was coming, and you were like, come on, there's got to be a hospital or something around here. And then you just
Hospital.
collapse.
So optimistic.
I was hoping something was gonna happen to help this guy out in the middle of this game, and then he just collapsed, and I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
that's
That's
that's pretty
heartbreaking.
terrible. That
That's
was the
heartbreaking.
that was the one thing that really struck me in that entire game. The rest of it, nah, I didn't really care.
How about get your throat sliced in Battlefield 3?
Never played Battlefield.
When
Never
you
played it.
in a single player when you play one of the characters, one of the roles, and he's a tank driver, whatever, yeah, and you just sitting in a tank and you're giving them coverage a bit until the chopper comes, and at some point your tank breaks down and you need evacuation yourself, right? And all you can do is operate the either the cannon or the machine gun. And at some point the cannon breaks down, so all you can operate is the machine gun, right? So so you're just like giving cover until that squad goes to the chopper and flies off, and then just like waves of bad guys come in, and at some point it goes into like you cannot do anything like a cinematic thingy. Next time your friend is dead, you're tied up to a chair, and the bad guy is talking to a camera, and blah 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 blah, and then you see like a knife right in front of you, and your throat gets sliced. You don't see it obviously because it's like from a person, view, but
That would probably bother me. I think if I was watching that in a game, I think that would definitely bother me. Like the opening scene from Modern Warfare, where the guy gets shot in the head and you're playing that guy, that did kind of bother me, but it wasn't quite as much as the nuke that came down. That was just totally different.
yeah, because the first guy that you see him dragged around, whatever, you don't really know who he is until later,
Right.
and you don't really care about him. I mean, you do care about him because you see it from his point of view, but you don't really care about him because you don't know him, right?
Honestly, I didn't care about any of the characters in that game.
No, but I mean, if the nuke the guy bother you, that means you got a little bit attached to him, and you didn't really want to
It
get
wasn't
him.
it wasn't that it wasn't that I got attached to him. It was that it was the first time that I had really thought about the fact that, man, war sucks. This is terrible.
Wow.
It wasn't that I cared about the character. It was that I was like, the first time that I really began to think about just how bad war is because of that one scene. And I was like, there are times when there are people out on the battlefield that I will never know their names, but they have gone through something where it was just a hopeless situation
Yeah.
and they weren't going to make it out of there. And it just that point was like realizing how awful that must be. I
Wow.
was like,
Have you
there's
ever
no
seen
way
Band of
that I
Brothers?
could do that. I've never seen Band of Brothers. No.
You must watch that.
I remember watching the commercial for this show where this guy he went to do a documentary on the actual soldiers that were out there.
Yeah, yeah. That's Band of Brothers.
It was something else actually. It was something that started with an R. I can't remember what the hell it was,
About
but
the guys that were on the Saipai Islands, whatever, where they were fighting Japan, the Rangers.
oh, I no, it's a modern day one. I don't remember what it's called.
Oh,
Rest Repo. That's what it is. Rest Repo. Um, so Rest Repo is about them going to interview the actual soldiers while the war is really happening. It's a 2010 documentary about Afghanistan.
oh,
Um, and basically, uh, what ends up happening is one of the soldiers dies, and they're just they're crying over this guy, and it really hit me hard.
yeah.
And no, I can't watch those kind of things. Those
Oh, really?
really get to me. They really get to me.
Well, I'll admit, when I watched Band of Brothers a few times, and I watched it a few times, I there were some parts that just couldn't hold myself.
Yeah.
Because when you watch Band of Brothers and it's like 10 episodes, each episode is about an hour, right? And you follow only one battalion, which is the Easy Company.
Hmm.
And is it a battalion or is it just a company? I guess battalion is larger, I guess. So you follow this Easy Company, right? In this airborne, infantry, and you follow them from their training days, yeah. And at the beginning of the show, they show you uh, the guys that were in the war, which are much older, like grandpas and whatever, right? That are still alive, basically. I think at the beginning of this year, the major character that was their like captain or whatever, he passed away. The real soldier,
Hmm.
and basically you follow them from their training days and you see them go through all the shenanigans, whatever, through their first jump and the way they fight and what they have to deal with, and you get
Hmm.
to attach to like few of them, you know, and all the characters you get really attached to, like the ones that as the major players, you know. And like after, I don't know, 5 or 6 episodes, one of them get really badly injured and get off the, and you really feel for him, or someone just like dies from I don't know what, right? Some guy that you really watch and he get like shot in the face by by mistake, you know. You're just like,
Hmm.
what? You know, and it really the actors did really good job. I think on IMDb the score that they got was until now I think it's 9.5 or 9.6 or something
Hmm.
for a mini series. It's really good one, and it's done by HBO obviously, and Spielberg was the main producer and director with Tom Hanks. And
I remember on the History Channel or something, they had this show about just all sorts of different weapons. Um, I can't even remember what that show was called, but on one of the episodes of that show that I was watching, they had this guy who had been in World War I and World War II on the show. He was I think 105 years old, and he was like the last living person that had fought in World War I, basically. And they asked him, uh, thinking back, what would he say about those wars? And he says, "You remember the Germans? They lost people too."
of course,
And the way he said it, it was like he was crying.
hmm
And it just strikes me that this guy who went through this war thinking that, oh, this is all evil people or whatever, but he can look back on it and be like, he's sad that all this happened.
yeah. I mean,
And
the Second World War took away over 50 million people. 50 million. You know,
it's
that's most of them were civilians and normal human beings. You know, not
right.
even soldiers. So war is a terrible thing.
Let's not get into it.
Let,
Screw the
but
war. No more.
let's end this let's end this war conversation with all our history of war and so many people gone. Looking at our countries or people live today that lead the world, quote unquote. Yeah. Do you think they looked back into the history and learned something from it?
No.
No.
I really don't. No, I don't.
No.
I think some people did, but I don't think the people who are quote unquote leading the world are really learning anything.
Exactly. The
I
people that
I
learn from it, they're the small people like you and me that we actually don't have a big voice,
I enjoyed I don't know if you ever seen the epic rap battles on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yes.
And they recently had one that was between the two presidents that are
Yes. Obama
possibly
and the
elected,
other guy.
right? Obama and Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney.
Um, and that video is amazing
Yep.
because at the end of it, Abe Lincoln flies down on this
And
giant
slap them both.
eagle, and he just totally ruins both of them.
Yep.
That
Yep.
was great.
I
He's
was
like,
when I watched that, I was just like, Abe Lincoln, what next? That's
it's
it.
like it's like, by the power invested in me by this great bald bird, the president shall not be the shiniest of two turds. I was like, that is awesome.
Yep. Yep.
Oh man, that was like one of the best rap battles ever.
Have you ever watched Robin Hood and the Men in Tights?
I've watched it like once, so I don't remember it very clearly.
Right. But you remember what was that comedian guy? The African American guy, being politically correct here.
I have no idea.
Damn it! Is Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle
Dave
was.
Chappelle,
Yep.
the guy who enjoys putting powdered sugar all over his lips and
Yes.
saying he's
Yes. Yes.
snorting crack or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I love his
Yeah,
stand as well. It's funny. Killing them softly or something, was it? No, not
yeah.
killing. Yeah.
I well,
I don't,
That might not have been him. I don't remember which one that was, but I know
I
Dave
watched
Chappelle.
a few of his stand-ups and whatever, and he's fighting him and whatever, and the Robin Hood he has a blind uh, what do you call it? The guy that works in your house that cleans whatever, forget the name.
A maid, a janitor, one of
I guess
those.
the janitor, but
Janitor.
it's not really a janitor. Like
Janitor's
what Batman?
usually for an entire building, and a maid's usually just for a house.
Yeah, but what Batman had? What Alfred is for
A
Batman?
butler
A
is
butler,
what you're
right?
looking for then.
Exactly. Yeah. So is there blind butler, right? And his name is Blinken, and 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 so the Dave Chappelle like holds a horse, whatever, and he tells Blinken to hold the horse, right? So he's just like, "Hey, Blinken." Then Blinken just like, "Did you just say hey, Blinken?"
Wow.
Yeah, they like crack up all those like small jokes, and the Dave Chappelle's character name is Achu, and everyone that hears that name Achu, and they're just like, "Bless you," you know. It's like,
That totally reminds me of Bubba Hotep. I don't know if you've ever seen that,
I think I
but basically Bubba Hotep is about a bunch of old guys in a nursing home or retirement home kind of thing, and one of the guys who's played by Bruce Campbell is basically Elvis, and
right.
Elvis is not dead. He
Mhm.
basically switched places with an impersonator because he didn't want to be Elvis anymore. And then they have this guy in there who thinks he's John F. Kennedy, but he's a black guy.
Yeah.
And so at one point, Bruce he says you can't be John F. Kennedy. You're black, and he's like, I know. The dyeing my skin part was really hard for them. It was just fantastic. That show is just so crazy. It is one of the most messed up movies, but it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed that one.
No.
Oh, wow, that was a crazy movie. And at the beginning of it, they show the explanations for what each word means. They're like Hotep, descended from the Egyptian rulers or something like that. And it's like Bubba, a redneck. And then it's Bubba Hotep. And so the whole thing is this joke kind of horror show
Yeah.
about a mummy who comes back to life and who is wearing cowboy boots and a cowboy hat. It's
That
crazy.
sounds legit. In the
It's
old man's house, yeah.
it's pretty funny.
Oh
It
man.
is definitely worth watching once, and I don't think you'll want to watch it again afterwards, but it's
Right.
funny the first time around.
No, I don't think I did watch it actually. I think I need to look it up.
Bruce
Baba. Yeah.
Campbell does some pretty funny things. He also does some really good one-liners in some of his movies.
He was
For
the guy with the zombies coming alive, wasn't he?
Army of Darkness is
Not Army of
and then
Darkness.
and
No, no.
then, and then Evil Dead 1 and
Evil
2.
Dead. Yes.
Army of
That was
Darkness
one of the best movies I've ever seen. I mean, the
Army of
series.
Darkness is the third Evil Dead movie, just so you know.
Oh, right. I just know them evil as Evil Dead, because Evil Dead when he get like possessed, his hand get possessed. I was
Uh-huh.
literally crying tears out of laughter when his hand got possessed.
Yep. But
It's
like
crazy.
during a lot of games when I get a shotgun or whatever, I will exclaim, "This is my boomstick!" And that is a line from Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
So basically, in Army of Darkness, he goes back into the past, to medieval times, and
Right, 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 right. Yeah, 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 yeah. I
he's got
remember.
his shotgun and his chainsaw arm,
Hmm.
and he's basically doing this speech to all of the medieval people about how he's got this boomstick from S Marts, and he's like, "Shop smart, shop S Smart. You
Smart.
got that?" And they're all like, "Yes."
Yep. Yep. I remember that. Yep.
Oh, it's such a great movie. Such a
He's
fantastic
a
movie.
hilarious character.
I got my fiance to watch that. She had never watched that, and she
What?
loved that movie. Once she watched it, she was like, "Oh, this is great."
One of the best movies ever. One of the best series ever. All the three
Yeah.
movies. Because I don't know if they did it on purpose or not, but I at first I thought, oh man, another zombie film, you know. But I was interested in to see what's gonna be different in this one because people told me that it's not something you might see any zombie movie.
Mhm.
And they started do those expressions, like overdo the expressions,
Mhm.
like over screaming or overreacting and stuff. And I was just like, is this a horror film or is this a comedy? You know? And I didn't really care at one point. I just kept on watching, like first, second, and then after that I watched the third one, and I was laughing so hard. And that's
The way it's been explained to me before is Evil Dead is a horror, Evil Dead 2 is a horror comedy, and Army of Darkness
it's a comedy.
is a comedy horror.
Yeah. I
So
guess
yeah,
it's okay. Yeah.
it's an enjoyable series. I actually recently on my iPhone found an Army of Darkness tower defense game.
What?
It's fantastic. So you get to upgrade Ash, who is obviously Bruce Campbell in the Evil Dead series,
Mhm.
and so you first get him a metal gauntlet, and then later on you get him a chainsaw arm, and you upgrade his shotgun,
Yeah.
all this kind of stuff.
Into a boomstick
Yep,
from S Smart.
and then it's actually got lines from the movie in the
Oh, that's
game,
great.
so you get to hear the things like at one point you get a skill called wrong words, and so he'll go Klaatu Barata. Fantastic.
Oh man.
One of the things that really made me love that movie when I first saw it, Army of Darkness, was the Klaatu Verata Nikto, because that was the words from a 1950s movie called The Day the Earth Stood Still. And I used to watch that all the time when I was younger.
I
It's
never watched that.
basically there's this giant robot called Gort, and he basically has a laser eye that will vaporize anything. And the only way you can calm Gort down is by saying "Klaatu Varata Nikto Gort," and so he'll stop. And I just remember watching that movie for the first time, and I was like, I know those words. I know what that's from. Oh man, that was great. My
Well,
fiance hates The Day the Earth Stood Still, and it disappoints me.
oh. Well, one of the movies that I repeatedly watched was Mortal Kombat, the first one.
Yeah,
I don't know why, I was just fell in love with that movie instantly.
I think I've seen
And
that a couple times. Yeah.
it's a pretty good movie. Compared to the second one, it's an amazing movie, you know. The second
Honestly,
one was so good.
I at some point had watched this guy that was on TV jumping down. He had like a straw hat on, and he was doing a lightning move.
Yeah, right.
And for the longest time, I thought it was Raiden,
Yeah.
because I didn't see the rest of the movie. And then I went to go watch Mortal Kombat, and it wasn't in any of the Mortal Kombat movies. I could not find it. And I was like,
It
"What the
wasn't the
hell is
second
this
one.
movie?" It was
Well,
not any of those actually.
at the first
Later,
movie, he was with a straw hat when they first meet him.
it was
And
it was not a Mortal Kombat movie. I'll tell you that much.
oh, I got confused. Are you talking about Raiden or?
It was not Raiden. I thought it was. I thought it was. There was this guy with electric eyes, and he was doing this lightning move, and I thought, "Oh, this is so amazing." And I never got to watch the rest of the show at that point in time because I had to go. It was
Oh,
like at a
I
friend's
got you
house.
confused. I got confused from what you were saying. I was thinking
And
something else.
so for the longest time I thought it was Mortal Kombat.
Mhm.
And I went to watch Mortal Kombat, and then I watched Annihilation and all that kind of stuff. And that scene was never in any of those movies. And like a decade later, when I was, I think, I don't know, 19, 20, I found out what the movie was. It's called Big Trouble in Little China. And I had never known what that movie was, but that movie is amazing.
Big
Big
Trouble
Trouble
Little
in
in
Little China.
Little China?
Yes, and
Isn't it with Jackie Chan or something?
it is not with Jackie Chan. It is with James Hong, who plays a guy named David Lopan, and he's trying to come back to life so he can rule the world, but he has to find this specific green-eyed girl to marry so he can get his power back.
Right.
And then Kurt Russell is in there, and he's a truck driver.
Right.
Um, so anyway,
Of course.
recently,
What else Kurt Russell can do?
so recently, this random new channel came up on YouTube,
Right.
called like Wiki J or something. Um, and he came up with his first video was Batman Maybe. So I don't know if you ever heard the song "Call Me Maybe," but it
Yes.
was a parody of "Call Me Maybe" with Batman Maybe.
Mhm.
And the production value was amazing. I was like, "Who the hell is this?" And like a week after that, he put out. I don't know if you ever heard of Gangnam Style. That's like really popular right now.
Right. No, no, never heard of it. What's that?
You've
No.
never heard of Gangnam
What?
Style.
What's that? Hmm.
Anyway, on WikiJ's channel, he created a new video called Lopan Style,
Right.
which is a parody of obviously Gangnam Style,
Mhm.
but it is with the people from Big Trouble in Little China.
Mhm.
It's all about David Lopan singing about how he's trying to get his power back and take over the world. It's like this is Lopan style. It's freaking amazing, and they actually get James Hong in the video who played Lopan
What?
in the movie. I was like, this is amazing, and so James Hong is doing the elevator thing,
Wow.
where the guy's thrusting his hips in the elevator. He's totally doing that
That's
part.
fucking amazing.
I was
What?
cracking up so bad. And so in the credits it says guy dancing in elevator, low pan. And so I was looking through the comments and someone said, "That's actually James Hong. Why did you say low pan?" And the guy replied, he says, "Well, James Hong decided that he wanted it to be a joke and let everyone know that he's the real low pan." So instead of crediting him as James Hong, he was like, "Credit me as Lopan."
Man, special thanks to Lopan.
Oh man, that is such a great video too. It is very well done. They've like remixed the whole Gangnam Style song.
Yeah,
So it still sounds like Gangnam Style, but it also sounds like the music from Big Trouble in Little China.
but this is so overdone though, the Gangnam style thingy. I don't know. I cannot stand it. I'll be honest, I cannot
I
stand
can understand that it's overdone, but you know what? Lopan style was
it. Yeah, of
necessary.
course. Of course. I mean,
Oh
you know
man.
what? You know what? In every pile of crap, you'll find a piece of grain.
Oh wow, it was so amazing when I found that Lopan style video. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" So anyway, Wiki J only has 2 videos right now. He might have more as of the time that someone's listening to this, but they were such amazing production style. I was like, "Who the hell made these?" And I was looking through the credits of the video, and it's actually a movie star called Wesley Fritas, and he hasn't been in too many movies, but he obviously has been in enough that he knows how to do really good production values for
Yeah,
YouTube videos. So if you have not heard of the Wiki J channel, definitely go there
go check him
because
out.
he is going to get millions of subscribers really quickly.
Frozen
'Cause
Fox is gonna give me a link soon, so I'll link it in the description below.
Yeah, I will definitely give you that that weekday channel. That is just
I
an
could
amazing
search it
channel.
from my hearing, but the chances of me finding it are slim.
That is a very amazing channel, and it will probably continue to become even more amazing over time.
Definitely not how I would look for it. I thought wiki as in Wikipedia.
No, no,
No,
no,
wiki
not
J.
quite.
Yeah,
But
almost there.
yeah, he's got like a million views, and his channel's only been around for a couple months. He's got over a million views, so this channel is going to explode the more that he does. And I'm really surprised that he's only got 2,500 subscribers right now. It just has to be the fact that people don't realize what they're seeing. They don't understand how amazing this is going
Well,
to be.
I'll explain it to you. I don't need to explain to you. Come on, Mad Nick. Slapping myself in the face, but the beard blocking most of it, so I don't care. Uh, the way YouTube works, to get to the front page or whatever, it's just like, really? It's almost impossible. Almost impossible. Especially for a
Eh,
startup channel. Unless it goes viral, like the gangnam style. I don't know even gangnam. I don't know how to
Gangnam
pronounce
Style.
it. I don't care. It's a horseshit style. So
I love that song. Come on, it's good.
come on, maybe once or twice, but then again, just like
I continuously listen to that show whenever I possibly
I don't know.
can.
You know
It's
what the
just really
funny
good.
thing is? He gone worldwide, shows or whatever, shows on the
Uh-huh.
world. Went to Europe, went to Asia, went everywhere. The thing is, the whole show is almost the same song. Like you have
Well,
this Gangnam Style and some other songs, few other songs.
he does have other songs, but the problem is those aren't quite as catchy as
Yes,
Gangnam Style. So
that's what I'm
people want
saying.
to hear
You go to a
Gangnam
show of
Style.
1 hour to hear 40 minutes of them the same song. What?
Well, it's a good song. It's really a good song. I think there's like about four different Gangnam parodies that are really good out there.
Yes,
Lopan Style is one of them.
I didn't watch.
Gan, what's that?
I agree with you that there are some really good parodies, and I
Yeah.
really laughed about it. I didn't watch the low pan style, which I will.
Well, I just told you about it, so I imagine you haven't.
Yeah.
And then let's see. There's Gandalf Style, which is amazing.
Style. What?
You haven't seen Gandalf Style? Oh,
No,
you totally have to see
I
Gandalf
saw
Style.
Hitler style.
Hitler Style was kind of good, but it's not quite as good as Gandalf Style.
Okay,
You
Hitler
definitely
style
have to
is
see
kind of
it.
fun. So
You definitely have to see that. There's hot dog condom style, which is hilarious.
what?
It's like he says this is what the real English words are, and he totally biffs everything. It's crazy, and
Wow.
it's hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. I was cracking up so badly. It was amazing. And then the fourth and final video, of course, is the Rooster Teeth Gangnam Style.
Okay.
If you have ever seen Red versus Blue, the guys who made that are the ones who did that video. It's basically just them in the office at 2 a.m. in the morning, suddenly out of nowhere dancing to the Gangnam Style
Right.
music. It's fantastic.
Well, I know the roosterteeth. I do know them. They do have funny content, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I quite enjoy
They're part of
watching
cinema,
Rooster Teeth.
aren't they? If I'm not mistaken.
Um no, I don't. Well, maybe they might be. I think Rooster Teeth is kind of their own thing, and people later on told them that they were doing machinima stuff, and they're like, "Oh, okay, we've just been doing this for a long time. I didn't know it was
Sure.
called machinima." I distinctly remember that on one of their podcasts where they were talking about that, about how someone told them that it was machinima, and they were like, I don't know. I just do it like this.
Yeah, they are part of machinima actually.
Are they? Okay.
Mhm.
There you go. So, but at some point they were not, and they didn't realize that what they were doing was called machinima, which,
Whatever. It's like people saying that the yogscast are not part of the game station. They are, obviously. If they're not part of the game station, why the hell do they have the icon on their freaking background page?
eh. Well,
Like,
to me, Rooster Teeth is kind of left field to where they're not they're like their own thing because they've been doing it so long. They more or less invented machinima.
yeah. Well, I'll be honest with you. The only reason why I watched back then Yogscast was because it was part of Warcraft, like I said, and I was into Warcraft, which is, and their kind of humor in Warcraft and their reactions, because they were like old school gamers, like I was, like from the release date playing, yeah.
Mhm.
And I knew what they were talking about, the inside jokes, because those inside jokes at the beginning of Warcraft were everywhere, right? So I really knew what they're talking about, so I left it off. And then I started listening to their podcasts, which is, I don't know which parts of them are real or not, but it's really funny, right? Because they're talking about stories or stuffs that quote end quote happened. I don't know if they did or not. And they're just like talk day to day basics, what's going on, so whatever. And it's really hilarious.
I have no idea. I've never listened to it.
They're on YouTube, on YouTunes, yeah, iTunes basically, YouTunes,
YouTunes.
YouTunes,
They totally need to do that now. You should trademark that because
YouTunes, yeah.
someone is going to steal that from you.
Guys,
Because
YouTunes, Madneck, Pat FailPod 2012. That's it.
there's iTunes and now there's YouTunes.
YouTunes. Yeah. It's like YouTube's, but about tunes and all. Whatever.
I'm just gonna go put up a video on the YouTubes.
Yeah. You can listen to that video if you want because it's only about tunes. So, yeah.
Oh man.
And later on, the huge breakout, so to speak, was Minecraft. Because they took that game and they started it from start off. One guy knew kind of how to play, the other guy didn't know anything about the game,
Mhm.
and they started playing it, and with their sense of humor, whatever, they they invented a story. They like started a map, and there were at one point of the map, and on the other point of the map there were people, part of the yogscast, that were building stuff for them, right? And they invented a story into it, right? Because in Minecraft there is no point. You just build stuff and that's it, right?
Yeah.
And they invented a whole huge storyline, right? And they started meeting up NPCs, quote, on the way, and those NPCs talked to them, but really was Minecraft players, that are
Right.
playing a role, and it was really really good, you know. And they basically made what I usually say. They made Minecraft famous, and Minecraft made them famous. Okay.
I don't think the Yogscast made Minecraft famous. I think C Nanners did that.
Uh, I don't know.
I think C Nanners was the first one to pick it up and the first one to make it famous. And I don't even watch C Nanners, but I'm pretty sure he's the one who made Minecraft famous to begin with.
I don't know. The way they put out the storyline, it was I watched few channels of Minecraft because I got hooked up on that, right? So I started searching YouTube's because I know YouTube's has many, creator content guys and stuff. So, and the only guys I cannot stand the game, by the way. I have the game, I bought it, etc., etc., etc. I don't play it. I never play. I don't want to say never played it. I played it alone with friends, etc. With friends, obviously, it's more fun. But I just I don't see any point in the game, so I don't like to play it, right? And when I watch videos, if it's not Yogscast, I get bored really, really fast and just shut down the video. So I don't know. They just got me hooked. They got me hooked on their commentary, I guess. And
Yeah.
But then again,
I'm trying to see right now
yeah.
when the yogscast versus sea nanners actually made the first Minecraft video.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure that it was sea nanners, but I could, of course, be wrong. We'll find out here. I'm
Let's see.
I'm looking.
Oldest.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure though. Pretty sure. Let's see here. I have to do a load more if I'm going to do it that way, so let's not. All right, let's see. What's your oldest playlist? Your oldest playlist for Yogscast is not Minecraft.
It's not Minecraft.
It's
They
Final
started as a
Fantasy, apparently.
what? They started as a
Yep.
Warcraft channel.
Final Fantasy is their oldest playlist I can see here. Let's
Well,
see.
it
Where
shouldn't
is
be
their
trusted because I when I redone Max Payne 2, so I started a whole new Let's Play, and that Let's Play showed me, and I did it like maybe 6 months ago or so, and that Let's Play showed me 4 years ago. So, yeah. So
four
they
years
started.
ago? I don't even know if Minecraft was
No, no, it's I'm talking about my playlist and thing.
yeah.
Well, their
All right.
first video was
So
over a year ago,
yeah.
and it got over 12 million views. So,
The first one that I see is December 2nd, 2010 on Yogscast. The first one that I see on CNanners is August 25th, 2010. Pretty sure CNanners is first.
yeah, but how many views in general their videos generated against?
7
Yeah,
million?
their first Minecraft video was 12 over 12 million. So
Yeah, that's probably because the Yogscast was a little bit more
I
humorous
guess.
than CNanners because CNanners is pretty intelligent. Yogscast is eh.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I know what you mean because Simon, which is the dwarf character, uh, is basically a complete noob in games, I guess. Because he starts when he plays the game. If you see his point of view, I don't know if he does it on purpose or not, but almost in any video that I've seen, he just starts thinking about stuff that doesn't really matter, and ignores the important stuff, right? Like, hey, look at this flower. There's a dragon flies to eat him, and just like, I want to pick it up, you know. So is that kind of a character, and Lewis, which is more intelligent in a way, or the more intelligent character. Uh, so he's just like tries to lead, and he fails sometime, and he sometimes doesn't fail. There, it just goes back and forth basically. But in general, Simon is in intelligence the lesser one, basically, from what I can understand from their characters.
I've tried watching one of their videos before and I couldn't get through it. I just was not enjoying it very much. It got to me. I really go after watching the very intelligent let's plays for the most part. They're the dumbest one that I will watch is a guy by the name of SSOHPKC,
Hmm.
um, who basically everyone on the internet knows. I'm sure he's got at least 1 million subscribers right now, but he's not very dumb. I mean, he's dumb at playing games mainly because he's not listening very closely. But in general, he is a very intelligent guy. Um, some of the videos he does are just extremely clever and out there. I love his sarcastic wit. He's quite enjoyable to watch. But
Right.
he is about as dumb as I can get before I'm like, no, I can't watch this anymore.